My old friend Marianne Williamson is on the line. She's a speaker, the author of 10 books, including A Return to Love and the forthcoming The Law of Divine Compensation. Her website, Marianne.com. Marianne, welcome back to the program. It's been a long time since we've talked.
Oh, thank you, Tom. I'm your biggest fan.
Oh, thank you. It is great to have, and I am yours.
Thank you, darling.
Tell me about the Shift Network and the Agape International Spiritual Center. This gig that's happening, Birth 2012, that you're going to be speaking at.
They're doing this big event here in Los Angeles because so many people all over the world are quite jazzed about this idea of humanity ending one era, according to the Mayan calendar, and beginning the next. For me personally, I think the level of ultimate reality is beyond linear time anyway. So I'm not sure that any particular date on the calendar matters in that sense. But I think the very fact that people are embracing the thought that humanity could be entering a new era is a good thing. And the idea of an era of peace and an era of human beings organizing our civilization according to more enlightened principles. So I think whether there's an objective reality to this idea of the change from one era into another, or if it's just conceptual, it almost doesn't matter.
I agree. I agree.
That's
the website, by the way, is birth2012LA, as in Los Angeles.com, birth2012LA.com. And we're talking with Marianne Williamson, Marianne.com. And Marianne, I would love your thoughts on this. It seems to me like some people, apparently this young man who murdered these children in Connecticut, his mother was called herself a prepper. These people, they're a prepper. They are, we used to call them survivalists. Now they call themselves preppers. They are preparing for the collapse of civilization. I call it the full Glenn Beck. And there's this subculture in America of people who are like, they see change as being doom, gloom, and disaster. And this is why she was taking her son out and teaching him how to use an semi-automatic machine gun, basically, this Bushmaster. And on the other hand, you've got people who see change coming like you and the people who are going to be at birth2012la.com this weekend, Friday and Saturday. And we're going to have an end of the world party here on the show on Friday because it's not going to end. It's going to be it's a time of change. View these milestones or moments as opportunities to step up, to step forward, to let the light in. What's the difference?
Well, the difference is not so much between those two theories or ways of viewing the world. That difference is obvious. What's different in terms of American history is we've always had nuts. We've always had crazy people. We've always had people who represented extreme views. The difference is that today they have political platforms as never before. Yeah. So the idea of our gun laws, for instance, things like that, which so many of our political policies represent views which, yes, we're America, we're not a monolith. People have the opportunity, it's a free society, to take all kinds of, viewpoints and take them seriously. But the interesting thing from a psychological and spiritual perspective is that those who hate with conviction. And those who have more enlightened views do not display the same kind of conviction. And that's the problem that we have. People who hate, people who have the most negative, regressive views, are turning those views into genuine force, political force, social force. And those of us who love, and you certainly cannot be seen in this category, I think you are one of the mighty exceptions. Those of us who love and try to hold more enlightened views tend to be perhaps a little more casual about it than we should be. And I think that's why this is such an important moment. I think even with the shooting at the elementary school, Americans are waking up. We're coming out of our denial here.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just want to say we will not end a culture of violence until and unless we proactively commit to the creation of a culture of peace. Those of us who want more peaceful policies, those of us who want to be about the beginning of new possibilities rather than preparing for the death of humanity, we need to be expressing ourselves in more powerful and effective political and social ways.
Yeah. I remember many years ago you're making a comment to the effect of, and I don't remember if this was in public or if it was over dinner, but it's something to the effect of you have before you fear or love or hate or love, and you have to choose one or the other.
Well, yes, absolutely. Every thought from a metaphysical perspective is either host to love or hostage to fear. And the main point there is that no thought is neutral. And I think that has to do with where our society is today. We've tried to be neutral. Most people say, well, I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not living my life to collaborate in a great adventure of that all that is good, true, and beautiful, but I'm not out to hurt anybody. Well, just not being out to hurt anybody isn't enough anymore. We must proactively seek to create a world that is in line with the love in our hearts.
Very, very well said. And so Friday, the end of the world, this Friday, 12/21/12, and the following day, Saturday, in Los Angeles. If you're in Los Angeles, you want to drop by. Marianne Williamson, Barbara Marx Hubbard, a bunch of who's also a good friend. Birth2012la.com is the website. Who else is going to be there? What's going to be going on, Marianne? We have a minute
I
here.
think, pretty much the usual suspects in terms of Barbara Marx Hubbard and Deepak and myself and all those. And, of course, all the people joined socially throughout the world. I want to talk for a moment, if I might, on the kind of metaphysics of the whole notion of an Armageddon, if I might.
Yeah, we have about 40 seconds.
Yeah, because a lot of this about Armageddon is the end of the world. Well, if you look at that from a metaphysical perspective, everybody faces their own Armageddon. For some people, it's divorce. For some, it's bankruptcy. For some, it's a diagnosis of a life-challenging illness. It's where you are faced with the choice for how you're going to live your life. If enough people learn from our own Armageddons and pass over into a more peaceful and loving way of being, and we pool those resources, then the world will not have to manifest a collective catastrophe. If we learn from our own personal end of the world, it's the end of that world, it's the end of the way I had been living my life. If enough of us go through those personal crises and we become together, collaboratively and synergistically, the people we're capable of being, we will not have to live through an end of world catastrophe. And that's the choice I think that lies before us now.